Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lennie Chism. I'm the author of a book called Mobilizing Black Wealth. Today I'd like to illustrate what mobilizing black wealth is. We're going to take a look at an opportunity that came about in the city of Minneapolis. This opportunity was brought about as a result of the historic foreclosure process that took place in North Minneapolis. Suddenly, North Minneapolis is considered a place that needed a rescue. They needed to stabilize the neighborhood by getting money from the federal government under a program called NSP, Neighborhood Stabilization Project. The process started this way. There was a council member, Don Samuels, who asked Hennepin County to provide some funds. Hennepin County then called a special meeting. A gentleman named Commissioner Opat called a special meeting. This meeting was for the immediate approval of $1.25 million for the demolition of over 100 houses in the black community. That's where the story starts. The wealth of the community it was then decided the wealth of the community would be passed on to 3 contractors. Those 3 contractors, one was Bolander and Son, one was Veit, and one was Commish. In that process, those 3 contractors never had to go into the city and request the money. The money was given to them by the city administrators. There was one twist to this. When Commissioner Opat requested the immediate approval of a $1.25 million loan from Hennepin County to the city of Minneapolis, another commissioner chimed in. That commissioner said, wait, let's make sure that we used a group called the Network for Better Futures. The Network for Better Futures is a prison reentry program that runs out of the impoverished area of North Minneapolis. But wait, the story gets better. Let's now use Sentence to Serve, which is another prison type program for the city of Minneapolis. Wait, it gets even better than that. Let's use another company called Tree Trust. Well, these are 3 nonprofits that all use labor that is designed and produced from offenses that have occurred somehow in the criminal system. The gentleman that runs the Network for Better Futures, named Steve Thomas, makes approximately $190,000 a year, which is interesting because Network for Better Futures has a lobbyist. Her name is Nancy Hyde. She's also the wife of one of the commissioners, Commissioner Peter McLaughlin, if I'm not correct. Now we're starting to see how this picture unfolds. Suddenly the commissioners have approved $1.25 million to go to the city of Minneapolis for these demolition of the houses. But wait, one commissioner, Commissioner Lovelock, she asked, well, why are we in the process of approving this money without any city review? Shouldn't there be a community response to this? The commissioners become somewhat irate. She says, why is there no time? These houses have been here for some time. Why are we not having the city of Minneapolis in here to disclose themselves, to ask so that we might ask them questions? The other commissioners overruled her. The vote was cast, with the commissioner who also has the wife who is a lobbyist for the Network for Better Futures voting with the process. Suddenly the money is now granted. It's granted to the city of Minneapolis through the local council member, Don Samuels. Don Samuels says, well, yes, let's take that money. Let's go into that neighborhood. Let's tear down the blighted houses. Let's go into that neighborhood and remove anything that potentially could be a house for a future renter in North Minneapolis. Because in this process, he's now deemed it that it's better to have foreclosures in the community right now because I get a chance to gentrify this neighborhood. That's $1.25 million to be used. But wait, it gets even better. When the money is now granted, you have a situation which says, let's take out all the affirmative action goals. This money has no requirements that we hire anybody from the neighborhood. We don't have to advertise to give jobs to the community for which all the houses exist. But wait, it gets even better. It says we don't even want to use the subcontractors on the job because we don't need those subcontractors. Why? Because now they're using labor from the Network for Better Futures, the prison labor. So they don't need to have any process to hire the local residents. But wait, it gets better. Michael Jordan, which is the city of Minneapolis Civil Rights Department director, an African American, is okay with putting in 0 goals for this project. 0 subs, 0 employees, even though the city ordinances require that. I thought to myself, this is a very interesting process. But wait, it gets better. I go down and ask the mayor. I said, Mayor, why are we doing this? Should we not be including the city? Should the city not include the use of minority contractors, minority subs, minority employees? Now the twist becomes even better. There is the $5.6 million that is never mentioned in any of the conversations from the city of with the city of Minneapolis, because the $5.6 million is coming from the federal government as the direct result of the foreclosure crisis that has hit North Minneapolis. That $5.6 million, of that $1.7 million is going to be given back to Hennepin County to pay for the loan. Well, there's one interesting twist with that. That 1.7 that they'd like to give back comes with a unique requirement from the Department of HUD. It requires Section 3, which is part of the process in which you have to hire local residents to participate in the process.